Alright, so I just switched phones while the other one is uploading. But, alright. So anyway, yeah, about this thing, because that's part of the noise campaign. But why would you blow that? You're going to blow everything all over the place. You're going to blow this. The straw is not supposed to be blown. What happened is he should have placed it not so haphazardly. He should have been more correct how he places the straw right there. I'm guessing maybe he threw it part of the plan, even she part, he threw some on her deck, and that's just a sloppy job. That's another thing that, some of them, some niggas might be like, oh man, why you gonna tell on little dude, I see that's that cracker shit. No, nigga, with that cracker shit, why you ain't just do the job right in the first place? That's a smart nigga, and it ain't that hard. First of all, your boss would come through, or your supervisor, and be like, no, man, you can't do this. That's unacceptable. No. He gonna come, ain't he gonna come back and check? So no, you stupid ass nigga. Like I said, y'all don't understand. Y'all fake as fuck. You don't understand. Snitch would be if one of them told, hey, Paco, and goes tell Javier, hey, Javier, Paco just spread this shit. He got it all on the sidewalk. He ain't doing it right, man. He gonna get us fired. They gonna give us a contract to somebody else. The whole landscaping contract. That's why that would be a snitch. Because he's working. Like I got to explain to you lame ass niggas. Snitching is when you're part of the crew. So it have to be one of them would be a snitch. Your customer, that's not a snitch. That's what you're supposed to. Even if you selling drugs, whatever. Your customer goes up to your higher up in the gang and tells them you fucked them over. And I want the rest of my money back. Yada, yada, yada. And he like, well, wait, because that dude is a good customer. He gonna fuck you up. And that's not snitching. Oh, he snitched that. And then plus he gonna think you been stealing from him. And not think that is stealing from him too. You just stole from your boss to cheat this dude. Maybe so you can make more money and cut for yourself. So that's not snitching. It's not, oh, you must feel, no, tell you, because that's what I'm saying. You're like, but how could that even fit in the right and wrong? I'm telling you, it does. Like I said, right from wrong. You know what's right, man. Just as I was speaking, he doesn't know what's right. It's not because of his race. He's part of this program. I don't even know if he's legal here, but we all know it's the New World Order. That's why they didn't want the borders. The Democrats, all of this shit, because they think they control all of it. They already got their members in South America, the cartel controlling shit. And I ain't talking about I'm talking about the higher ups, Pelosi, all of them. Got their cartel down there in Mexico, is Colombia, and the rest of South America doing their dirt. And I guess George Soros and Bill Gates and whoever else might be behind this plot. But, so yeah, like I said, you need to go tell either the maintenance dude or one of the girls in whatever, one of the people in the office. They did a fucked up job. You got to sweep off your deck. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Whatever. See what I'm saying? I'm just going to give you advice. That is fucked up, but I know they're part of the program. So anyway, just like that lady, she doesn't know right from wrong. She thinks she does. I bet she does. She doesn't know right. All she knows is she's a woman, and you can't tell her, and she can do what she wants to do. You don't know her. See, that's what I'm saying. You're going to feel like you're under attack for no reason. And you're going to feel, that's what I'm saying. It's an attack. Because it's going to drive you badly. Because it goes against everything. Everything. Not just what you were taught, but what you feel, what you know. It doesn't feel right. But you see everybody else, so they must be right. Then you don't want to be ostracized. Even if you're the type, well, I don't care. I don't need these people. Still, you do need to do things. You need to work. Then, now they're trying to make it easier. Some people work from home and yada, yada, yada. Some people don't want to work from home. They're trying to take away all of your rights. It's an attack, not just on our rights, attacks on you personally. That is a fucking attack. Psychological warfare is a fucking attack. Makes you give up. It could be either dropping pamphlets. Both sides do it. Hitler did it, but the Allies did it too. You dropping pamphlets to let them know, you finna lose. And it does. It weakens the soldiers. I'm like, fuck. I don't. You know what I'm saying? This and that. It tells them this. It tells them what's going on. It weakens your army. So it's weakening you, your defenses. They don't want you to know right from wrong. And like I said, going back to what I started, to talk about, and what I'm probably going to be on and on about from now on, is how, the right from wrong. And like I said, not only that, I kept saying it's going to be easy to prove these folks. And then I started realizing, remember, even my first videos, I didn't realize the word corruption. It's corruption. It got to be something protecting these people. Because what person, it goes against everything. And not only right and wrong, this is just too blatant. So, then it hits me. Corruption. They're protected. They're protected. They got to be protected. There's no way, especially not black folks. You're doing all this screaming about racism being hunted down, but you blatantly do this? No, they know they have protection from the government, from the police, local government, state government, city government, federal government. They're everywhere. They're protected. That's the only logical, and not even logical, you see it. They're uncovering all this shit. They even tried it on a sitting president. And they thought it was okay. We all know why, because they thought one of the Democrats, especially Hillary, was going to win. They didn't think none of this. Like I said, and literally they're just stupid, because it's still, you almost still don't want to believe that they were that stupid. You have to know it's being recorded. I knew as a soldier, because that's when technology really started coming in. You couldn't do certain things on a government computer, and that was back in the days of dial-up, not in your office. I'm like, you ain't got to tell me that, cause who the hell? But they're telling all of us, as a, to keep, cause that's your job as an NCO, to keep everybody out of trouble, keep your soldiers, and plus it's an order. Tell these people, don't be going on these websites at work, because still the 90s, and it's a new thing as far as just an office computer. I ain't even talking about the computers not the your job, this specific, especially your job is top secret or whatever. I'm talking about just in your office, like your office, same thing. Just literally your Windows 95 in your office that you just use for whatever, counseling statements, whatever. But that's a government computer. The line you're on is a government line. Use the one in your barracks, upstairs in the barracks. Use that one if you got it. If you can, of course, that's on you. You got to pay for it. If you can pay for it, and most people didn't back then, so that's why they figured they got it. And plus, it probably happened, and they didn't know, And so it comes down. The rest of, I know I'm dumbfounded. Like, who in the hell would want to look up that while you at work? It's like, I got to run to the bathroom. You should have spent a lot of time, like, why would you even want to do that? Even if you got your own office. But that's what I'm like, you got to tell me that. You're like, well, did you feel singing? No, I never even thought of it. I ain't even know about it, It's just, I ain't say that, not because that's what I'm saying. See, that's what I look at as something to laugh at. I didn't even, of course I didn't say anything. It's your NCO. And it wasn't that type of relationship where I couldn't say anything. Y'all better shut up. No, it's like, literally the casual was, hey, y'all better not be getting on them websites. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, nigga, you ain't got to tell me. But you ain't say that, because that would be, you don't feel like, oh, it's all yes sir. No, but it would be the same if your supervisor at McDonald's told you something. That was the vibe. You wouldn't be, you just, all right, whatever, go on about your business, flipping burgers, whatever. I ain't being facetious. But, anyway, so that's what I'm saying. It is a fucking attack. You'll be an attack. Principles and principalities. Yeah, some of y'all knew I was going to go into, Principles and principalities. Hey, like I said, I'm not that type of guy that quote this. It's Ecclesiastes verse. No, I just know what it says. I didn't even care. I knew then that would be phony. Because they tried, matter of fact, as I started learning more, they tried to use that to gang stalkers, but they left that alone. You know, you would hit, because again, it would be the conversation. It might even be somebody talking to you directly, but the supposedly air quotes, they're talking about somebody else. Oh, see, we don't like those type of preachers. They just think they're so smart, and you can tell they're phony because they know all the verses. So no, I didn't purposely not learn verses so I didn't want to feel like that, because I already knew that was bullshit what they were talking about. I just don't care about being able, verse 10, chapter, chapter 10, verse 2, whatever. I just didn't care. Why are you spending time trying to remember what, you should still be able to find it. You got it, the highlighter, all this and that. You're doing whatever. You dog earing it, it's easy to find. If you read the whole, you'll find what you're looking for. Especially nowadays, you can just type it up. Then lo and behold, oh, you know what? I can just search it, the phrase. But even before that, you should have learned, from your older elders. I'm talking about the ones that ain't here no more, not these fake elders. But there wasn't no home computer invented yet, well, the first one, the Commodore, and not the first, not, by 85 Commodore, but whatever, there wasn't no internet, but 64, but, so anyway, this, yeah, back to why we started at about, like I said, the computer. Yeah, you would have to know that. This is a president, Obama. You had been president 8 years. His people, congressmen and Democratic senators, the Republicans that are with that shit. The ones that we see, there's some that are literally with it and some just too cowardly to say something. But they know it was being recorded. And you almost want to, how is this not even, you believe with the dirt, what they did, but it's the method. You would think there was ways to do it and go around the way they did it. Instead, it's basically like you sell dope and you picked up your fucking regular AT&T phone and been doing business on it for years. Then get surprised when your door get kicked down. Boom, free, on the ground, DA, whatever. And you selling big dope. And everybody's so surprised that you got caught. But I thought he was smarter than that. No, man, it turns out, did somebody snitch on him? This is the feeling you get. Like, did somebody snitch on him? One of his workers tell on him? Did they get a rat? No, this nigga was doing everything on the internet. And his phone. He been handling business. He put all his customers, his workers, there. He's the one gonna be snitching because that's the level. And you're like, nobody would do that. Exactly. Don't you feel like this? That's what I'm telling you. Remember, I kept saying it's like they're not human. They're not human. And maybe you can say, well, you think though they had a president, Obama, on their side, so they thought, and not only that, they thought they was gonna have another one. So, like, basically, again, anybody else would still, we got to do something else. We wouldn't do it, but I'm saying you would think common sense. We wouldn't do it, period. But you would think they would be like, no, man, we can't take that chance. That's way too much of a chance that we can. And they're like, no, there's no way we can. They see they fooled themselves with all that crap, all the protests, the Antifa, and all this inclusiveness. But they're the ones that everybody sees are very anti-inclusive, if that's a phrase. Anti-inclusive, is that a word? They're the ones who's not inclusive. The rest of us really don't care. All them fake battles they put up and all that fake shit from Hollywood about having to fight a fight and we got to stand up. Stand up for what? What happened to you that you got to stand up? They thought they could capitalize on the 60s and the 50s and the civil rights movement. It's like, what are you standing up against? What? Having to go to bed all your life up until you became an adult, at least till you got old enough, your parents thought you can make up your own bedtime. Is that what you're standing up against? You had to go to bed at 8 o'clock every night until you turn 13, and but you standing up against, now you feel you got to stand up for something because you're tired of this shit. That's what you're tired of. You tired of your bedtime your mommy gave you. Is that what it is? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What are y'all standing up? Y'all follow all this now, all them movies, Maze Runner and the other one, where it's always a diverse crowd. They have a bunch of teenagers and they have to stand up with the Hunger Games. Yeah. Oh, that's just a kid. No, that was because it all had that same feel where some kind of future where they have to fight and the such and such is happening. But literally, it's happening. But it's the people that gave you all that crap. They're the ones who gonna put you in the real life Hunger Games. They're trying it now. So, all them Hollywood people telling you this nonsense, Jim Carrey, D.L. Hughley, and the rest of them, they're the ones gonna put you in the real life Hunger Games. And like I said, this right from right, they just did. And I kept saying it. They would agree with me. They always agree. Even the most hardened criminal, gang stalker, terrorists, they would agree. But they would keep going back to their same tactics. And then when I cut them off, they would use the same tactic. Like, I'm being selfish. And I'm like, you can't do these things. History this has nothing to do with white and black. It goes back to every civilization. There's old stories. Remember, they even accused each civilization of stealing from another. They even talk about Christianity stole the idea from, the Hammurabi Code. All this, so that goes to show, it has nothing to do about attack on Christianity. What I'm saying, that doesn't matter to me. What I'm saying, logically, especially y'all supposed to be black and smart and you smoke weed and you Israelite and you know this and you hip to this, then how come you don't know everything is all the same? You're not going to create a land where you just doing what you want to do. I can do what I want to do. No, where that's going to happen at? It ain't happening in Africa, and it ain't because of the white folks. If you get a land with none but black folks, happens in no civilization. Right from wrong. And they couldn't have been that smarter than us 2,000, 3,000 years ago. And that's not a put down to them. So what I'm saying is I'm trying to explain that shit ain't going nowhere. You can't, all these little stupid tricks, attacks they're trying, they're not going to win. They can't. And it's not like, oh, they can't. God has to come say it. He doesn't have to. It's already been done. And now it just struck me again. One in the face palm. I could have had a V8. How could they know it was already be done? Because they already gave us the knowledge. That's how you could say faithfully and so with such accuracy and just drop the mic, as they like to say, another lame term. So they dropped that mic about 2,000 years ago, 2,500 years ago. Why? Because they wrote it down for you. And they know humans are the same. It's the same. It didn't take us 2,000 years to see that humans are the same. They'll never change. So they saw it in their lifetime, and they learned from their elders. They learned from history. The written word had been, so it was passed down. And so they can say, yeah, trust me, it's not going to change. So 2,000 years, they're like, nothing's going to change. So that's how they could say these people are defeated already. Because it just struck me as I was speaking to y'all. That's how they could say they're defeated, because there's no way they can win. It goes against everything. Every bone in your fire. Remember I said I can't see how they do it. That's why I kept saying they can't be human. You can't, and it's not, oh, these black people, they're the only one. No, I trust me. I see all of them. Like I said, you got Jim Carrey making them stupid videos. So that's how you can say with such faith that they lost. You can't win. Like I said, I saw it up in, I just couldn't have the right words. Even though that sounds simple, right from wrong sounds simple, don't it? It's so fucking simple. That's why I couldn't see it. They would always defer. I don't care. This nigga literally could be a literal killer. I ain't say murderer. He might have a justified reason, at least in the streets. Hell, might even have a justified reason by justicism. I know dudes like that. I never felt anyway. I never even felt a reason to be in fear of my safety. But It was more of a fear of just them not talking to me no more. Not even because they think I'm square, but because you always got to be right. That's what I'm saying. And that fucks your head up. Wait a minute. I know these niggas killing for real. And they're acting like little kids around me. See, this nigga always got to be right. No, man. And I wasn't even talking about don't do it because goody two shoes. No. Like, nigga, did you know for did this and that? And then, you know, sometimes they even have to, you tell they learn because they had to tell me. Hey, man, you might have just had to let that one go. Oh, all right, you're right. You know, you're right. You know, pick and choose your battles. You know, you say, well, they could learn too. I doubt it because, like I said, this program has been in effect when they started teaching these kids just this crap. I give you, let me start over. I got to start.